Hey everyone, welcome back. It is November 27th. It looks like I have a black eye right there. Look at that. Must just be the lighting in here. That's weird. It's not on both sides, just that one. Anyway, November 27th right now. And Sunday night. And I'm out here back in the grow house right now. Changed a couple things around, moved a couple things. I just want to show everybody the progress that had been going on right now. So I'll show you what we have. So first of all, what we have here is I finally got these sprinklers mounted here. You can see a little bug going around there. There's not actually many bugs here, but this is the new light right here. So these nozzles right here, these are all brand new, and then the original setup over there. But let's just go through. So I have, these are all the clementine trees, those 1, 2, 3, and then 4, you can see all the way in the back. These are clementine trees. Now with these clementine trees, for example, you see this guy and this guy right here, these were about ready to hit the light right here, right? And well, there's a lot of heat right there. And so, and it was starting to singe them a little bit, and I'm like, well, how, the only thing I can do, this one is actually out away from the light. So what I did is I just took, and I just tied this guy around it to pull them out of the way, so that way they're not in direct light there, because it was having, like I said, you can see them curling. They're looking a lot better already since I pulled them out of there. They're looking a lot better, and no, everything's looking really happy with those. And these guys in the back, they're all short enough, and if you can see from here, this one decided it wanted to go ahead and start throwing some blooms out there later than the other one. Now, I'm running these way too long, and what I discovered off of this guy, same thing over here actually now that I look at it, yeah, some other blooms. What I realized though, even because I thought I could get some fruit off of them, I run too much light on them and too much heat units, and so basically, because the fruit's supposed to grow on these in fall on into the winter, right? So a little bit cooler, I'm running them so hot that you know, I pollinated a bunch of the fruit. It lasted about a week and then it fell off because it's too intense. The light's too intense and the heat's too intense and blah, blah, blah. That's all right. So that's the 4 back there. Now, if you guys recall, the 2 Meyer lemon trees, this one and then that one right there. Now this guy, both of these are root bound really bad. Now this guy isn't getting anything done. I looked at him and he's just got a lot of problems. Right, a lot of problems, and he hasn't recovered yet, and that's part of him right there. Now this one, on the other hand, this one's a little bit different. It's got, it has some growth, that little leaf right there. Now these guys are getting, I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm really not sure, but this is all new growth. Like everything from, you know, here on out is new growth, and then these right here. This is all new growth right here as well. And this was pruned back quite a bit. But anyway, so those are looking better. That one's, like I said, not doing anything. This one is. Now, you know what, I'm gonna come back to this, but we're gonna keep going. Now I have my 2 apple trees here. Now this guy, this is a Granny Smith, and before, 2 weeks ago, the last time I did this, it was completely dormant. Now you can see it's come back live and it's growing out of the top. And this thing, in case you guys can't tell, it's about 3 foot tall right now. And it used to come up a little bit higher, and I snagged it on my coat one day, and it broke it off, but it doesn't matter. It went ahead and started growing out of here. And the whole thing is coming more alive, and it's growing, getting growth further and further down as time goes on. And then we have over here, this is my Honeycrisp apple tree. And as you can tell, a couple of the leaves down here got burnt or something. I don't know exactly what happened, but these guys are all right. So these are growing just fine as well. Now the last ones are these down here. Now these are both grape, and they're actually red seedless grapes, called variety called Resilience. This one hasn't come back alive, but this one over here, if you look, finally it came out of dormancy. Finally it came out of dormancy. So it's starting to grow right here. And hopefully it'll get nice and big this year. And we still have over here, that's still the time lapse that I have of everything growing in here. Now, what I was going to say is, first of all, if you look right here, you can see these are all the root system for this guy right on top. I can't keep them covered up. And this guy isn't doing anything. So if anybody has ever had any dwarf citrus trees and looked into how to do it, I'll just explain to you how to make it. So first of all, this right here, this is actually probably something called flying dragon. It's a rootstock, and it's a bitter orange, trifoliata citrus or something like that. But anyway, what this is this is actually usually from an orange tree, and this is called flying dragon because they use it for bonsai in Japan, and it's been used over in China, and so it's called flying dragon. This is an orange tree up until this grafting union right here. And then what you do is you graft on from, in this case, a lemon tree, a Meyer lemon tree. You graft it onto the stalk here when it's much smaller. And then after it fuses, it makes this grafting union right here. You can't really see it. It makes this grafting union right in here. And then everything that grows above this, so this is still orange, and then everything that grows above this is whatever you grafted to it. Now, this is, for example, Meyer lemon. Mine are the same thing, except the same thing here is the flying dragon orange. However, this is clementine. So what I have decided to do, I couldn't find any of this rootstock either of this orange tree. So what I have done is I have actually gotten myself the flying dragon seeds from this, and it's a bitter orange tree, and it's actually cold hardy, zone 6 to 9. I'm in zone 7, so that works perfectly. So what I'm going to do, and I'm stratifying them right now, what that means is that I have them in the refrigerator. I bought 20 seeds. I have them in the refrigerator, in sand, in wet sand, in the refrigerator, in a baggie, and I'm going to keep them there for 1 month. That's called cold stratification. And then I'm going to put them in little pots, in nursery pots, and get them started growing. And I have 20 seeds. Out of that 20, I'm hoping to get 18. That's a 90% germination rate, hoping to get 18. And then what I'm going to do is, I was talking to, these aren't my Meyer lemon trees, these are friends' Meyer lemon trees. I was talking to them over Thanksgiving, and they said this one was the heaviest producer. So what I'm going to do is, once these flying dragon orange trees get big enough, you know, 1.5 feet tall, then I'm going to graft this guy onto it. I'm going to do it 3 times, 2 for them to replace them, because I'm going to repot these. But if they die, I want to make sure to have a replacement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to graft this guy right here, which I can't find any. There's got to be some empty bud nodes. Yeah, there's one right down there. Let me see. Yeah, right there. So I can just graft that onto a new rootstock. Now this is all going to take, you know, months, obviously, to do, because they have to grow from scratch. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to graft this on there, and I'm also going to take, not this clementine, but the 2 in the back get very wide and put on, so far I put on a lot of blooms and a lot of fruit. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to graft those on probably 5 more. And basically I want to have 10 citrus trees, 10 of these bitter orange, these flying dragon, whatever you want to call them. I want to have 10 of them so I can plant those on my property, because those can actually live outdoors in this climate. So I'm going to plant those outdoors, and they have huge thorns apparently. So I'm going to put them somewhere out of the way. And that way, although I can't do anything with the oranges, I can use them for seed stock. So that way I can actually continuously grow them myself, and I can continue, propagating them and grafting them myself, and then selling them, giving them away, whatever I want to do. But so that way I have a constant source. Now I know that this is going to take a little bit of time to get done, because like I said, I have to stratify them in the fridge for 1 month, which would be the 24th of December, and I'm going back to Iowa then, but so I'll probably do them 2 days before I'm leaving on the 23rd, so I'll probably, put it at 28 days. That'll be close enough. And I'll plant them on the 21st, 22nd, somewhere around there. And then the whole time I'm gone, I'm going to have them in here, because they need to be, 70 to 80 degrees. That's pretty much what it is in here. And, the automatic watering and the lights and everything else. Hopefully they'll be germinated by the time I get back. It says it takes about 10 days to germinate. And then they're going to start growing. I'm going to start giving them, obviously, plenty of nutrients and minor nutrient or micronutrients, and the macronutrients, and nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, boron, all that stuff. Manganese. And So that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully by April or May, they'll be tall enough that I can graft to them, because then I will immediately graft to them and then seal them up for 3 weeks. Just put them in a dark place, with a plastic bag around them, just to let the grafting union heal. And then after that, I can put them directly outside for the entire summer and they'll be just fine. And then hopefully by the end of next summer, they are healed enough and grown enough where they're self-sufficient, don't have to worry about it, and then they, just in time to be moved into the house, for the late fall or the fall and then the winter. So that's what the plan is right now. It's going to take a little bit of time. I'm doing these every 2 weeks. These, my clementines have just they keep getting bigger and bigger. Like this one right by the light, I don't know what's been going on with it, but it's grown 1.5 feet in the last month and a half. So, I mean, I'm jamming it full of, the nitrogen and everything else, but even that much growth is a little bit, I didn't figure it would grow that much anyway. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh man, I need a taller shed, because right now, like, they're starting to bump up against the lights. So, but anyway, that's it. It's November 27th. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back here and I'm going to keep going in that time lapse I showed you earlier. I'm going to keep that going for, until April or May, until I, open the place back up. And at that point, then I'll take it, because there's going to be like an hour and a half worth of footage, and then I'm going to have to speed up the time lapse to make it 10 minutes long or something like that. Otherwise, it's just going to be really boring. So anyway, hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, a good week, and we'll see you next time.